Solves a given system of equations in 3 variables by any method. So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to label each of them. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Next, I want to solve these equations by any method, right? Well, to do that, I need to get them down to 2 variables. And the way to do that is I'm going to choose substitution or elimination. Now, if I notice, I have 6. I want to figure out which variable I want to get rid of. Well, z has 6, 3, and 2. Those are low variables, right, or low numbers. So if I multiply by those numbers, I won't get really big ones throughout my equations. And 3 goes in the 6 and 2 goes in the 6, right? I also notice that I have a positive and a negative and a positive and a negative. So I'm going to cancel out my z's, and I'm going to get it down to 2 variables, okay? So first things first, I'm going to take 1 and 2, right? I need to cancel those amongst each other. So what can I multiply 1 by to cancel out the z's? Well, I can multiply it by 2. So I'm going to multiply that whole thing by 2. When I multiply it by 2, right, I'm going to put it underneath. So I get negative 14x minus 14y plus 6z equals 198, right? Okay. And then I'm just going to rewrite my second equation. So 9x minus 3y minus 6z equals negative 51. I'm going to erase these circle things so I can see it better. Okay. From here, I'm going to cancel out my z's, right? I'm going to add up my x's, my y's, and my values on the right-hand side of my equation equal sign. So then I'm going to get negative 5x, right? Negative 17y equals, equals 147, right? Now, since I already canceled out the z's between 2 equations, I'm going to cancel it out between the next equations. Now I'm just going to label this one my 4th. Right, that's number 4. Now I'm going to cancel out, I already canceled out between 1 and 2, now I'm going to cancel out between 2 and 3. So I need to figure out what I can multiply 3 by to cancel out my z's. Well, I can multiply it by, do a lighter blue actually. I can multiply 3. I'm going to multiply it by 3. Right, so then I get, when I multiply it, I'm going to write it underneath, right? So negative 18x minus 24y plus 6z equals 294. Right? From here, I'm going to just rewrite my second equation right underneath it. So I have 9x minus 3y minus 6z equals negative 51. Cancel out my z's, and then I'm just going to add everything together, combine like terms. So then I'm going to get negative 9x, negative 27y, and that's going to equal 243. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to label this one 5. So now I have 2 equations with just 2 variables. So then I'm just going to solve by regular 2-system elimination or substitution. I already did elimination, so I'm going to do elimination again. Now I need to figure out what can I multiply the 4th equation and the 5th equation by to cancel them out. Which number do I want to cancel out? Well, the variable I want to cancel out is x. The reason why is because they both have small numbers. So when I multiply them by each other, I'm going to get small numbers, or at least not as big as if I multiply by 27 and 17. If I also notice is I have two negatives, so I need to multiply one of them by a negative number. So this one's going to be multiplied by negative 9, and this one I'm going to multiply by positive 5, right? And then I'm going to rewrite these over here. So when I multiply them out, I get, so I'm going to do 4, the new version of 4, so starred 4, right? I get 45x plus 153y equals negative 1,323. Okay, and then I'm gonna write down the starred 5, and I get negative 45x minus 135y equals 1,215. Okay, and then I'm going to cancel out my x's. I'm going to combine my y's, so I get 18y equals negative 108, right? And then from there, I'm going to divide by 18, right? Divide by 18, divide by 18. So y equals negative 6. So it's one variable down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one variable and I'm going to plug it into either 4 or 5. For purposes, I'm just going to plug it into 4. So let's do that. So I'm going to do negative 5x. So this is number 4. I'm going to write that right next to it. Negative 5x minus 17 times negative 6 equals 147, right? Okay, and when I multiply them out, I get negative 5x, right? Negative 17 times negative 6, I get 102. So plus 102 equals 147. From here, I'm going to move my 102 over. So I'm going to subtract 102 minus 102. So I get negative 5x equals 145, or I mean 45 actually. And then I'm going to divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5, and I get negative 9. So right now I have y equals negative 6 and I have x equals negative 9. Now I'm going to take both of these and plug them into one of the equations. For all purposes, I'm just going to plug it into the third one. So let's do that. I'm going to write it over here. So I have negative 6 times negative 9 minus 8 times negative 6 plus 2z equals 98. Right? And then I'm going to do negative 6 times negative 9. I get 54. Move it over a little bit. Negative 8 times negative 6. I get positive 48. Plus 2z equals 98. Right? And then from here, I'm going to combine like terms with the 54 and the 48. And I get 102. Plus 2z equals 98. I'm going to subtract 102, right? And I get 2z equals negative 4, right? Divide by 2, I get z equals negative 2. So my answer will be in black. I'm going to put it up here. Negative 9, comma, negative 6, comma, negative 2. And that'll be the answer to this 3 system equation.